You're pregnant?
What? No, shit no.
No, she's engaged. What, you didn't know? Someone finally lassoed our little filly.
Our little filly is a phrase that is often used metaphorically to describe a young girl or daughter. The term filly is traditionally used to describe a young female horse, and it is sometimes playfully extended to girls. It's a term that shows liking and may be used in a familial or informal context.
Someone finally lassoed our little filly.
No. Didn't.
Yeah, well, about that, you guys can, unsave the date.
Unsave the date is a play on the common phrase save the date, which is typically used to inform people about a future event and request that they mark their calendars for it. So, unsave the date humorously suggests canceling or reversing plans for a previously scheduled event. It's a playful way of indicating that an event is no longer happening.
Yeah, well, about that, you guys can, unsave the date.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I've always been a numbers gal.
Numbers gal typically refers to someone, often a woman who is skilled in dealing with numerical data, such as statistics, finances, or calculations. Calling someone a numbers gal suggests that they are good at working with numbers and may have a preference for tasks that involve numbers or data interpretation.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I've always been a numbers gal, always had a life plan, said to get married at a certain age, certain year. And then one day I see text messages on his phone. It says, "Hey, sweetheart, can't wait to see you Friday. I miss you," and all of that.
No one steps out on Dixon.
Step out on someone means being unfaithful or cheating on a romantic partner by being involved with someone else. It's a way of breaking trust in a relationship.
No one steps out on Dixon.
Not even him, apparently. Text messages were from his niece, who was visiting. But I realized that when I thought he was cheating...
Cheat means to behave in a dishonest way in order to get what you want.
But I realized that when I thought he was cheating, I was relieved.
Relieved means happy that something unpleasant has not happened or has ended.
I was relieved. I mean, he's a decent man. I don't know, if you're gonna spend the rest of your life with somebody, don't you want to feel something more than comfort? I mean, don't you want to feel excitement, a little jolt of something?
Jolt means a sudden, strong, and often unexpected movement, shock, or impact that can be physical or metaphorical. Here, it's as a kind of reason for Dixon to change her behavior or way of thinking.
I mean, don't you want to feel excitement, a little jolt of something when you see him? Anyways, you know, for a moment I thought I was gonna get out of it with no mess and no guilt, but instead I got out of it with
a lot of mess and a whole lot of guilt.
Bingo.
Good for you. Karla Dixon doesn't settle.
Settle here means to reach a decision or an agreement about something, or to end a disagreement.
Good for you. Karla Dixon doesn't settle.
Thank you.
What about you, big dog? Being awfully quiet over there.
Awfully means very or extremely when used before an adjective or adverb, here before quiet. Quiet here means making no noise and not talking very much.
Being awfully quiet over there.
Homeownership is like keeping snakes as pets or ballroom dancing competitions. Fine if that's what you're into. I just don't see the appeal.
Appeal here means the quality in someone or something that makes him, her, or attractive or interesting.
I just don't see the appeal.
The appeal of a steady job.
Corporate world doesn't seem that different from the army, and that always felt a little like a cage. Just didn't know anything else. Then one day I was in a bar and someone plays Howlin' Wolf, singing about trains going by in the night. That sounded like real freedom to me.
You jumping on freight trains?
Freight means goods, but not passengers, that are carried from one place to another by ship, aircraft, train, or truck. So freight train is a train that carries goods rather than people.
You jumping on freight trains? Like Boxcar Willie?
Sometimes. Mostly I take buses or hitchhike.
Hitchhike means to travel by getting a free ride in someone else's road vehicle.
Mostly I take buses or hitchhike.
What kind of lunatic is picking up the world's biggest drifter?
Drifter means someone who does not have a permanent home or job and moves from one place to another or from one job to another.
What kind of lunatic is picking up the world's biggest drifter?
They can be interesting.
Where do you eat?
I steal pie off windowsills.
Windowsill means a shelf below a window, either inside or outside a building.
I steal pie off windowsills.
I'm being serious.
Diners. Sometimes people who pick me up share a meal with me. Sometimes I share with them.
Where do you sleep?
Cheap motels mostly.
And what if you can't find one?
Unattended boats and marinas are good for a night.
Unattended means not being watched or taken care of.
Unattended boats and marinas are good for a night. Flatbeds of parked trucks. Had a great night's sleep in a hammock I spotted in some guy's backyard once till the sprinklers went off.
Good God, man. All you need is a stick and a bindle.
A stick and a bindle is a phrase that creates the image of a simple and mobile lifestyle. It refers to a person who is a traveler and carries their belongings with him. In this context, bindle is a small collection of clothes or possessions tied together and carried over the shoulder on the end of a stick.
All you need is a stick and a bindle.
Too much luggage. Any more questions?
Yeah, just one. Don't you ever get lonely?